The RSA Bedload sediment harvester is a new invention, designed to remove bedload sediment from rivers and streams. Using all known technology, the system is combined to remove small amounts of sediment, up to thousands of cubic yards of bedload. This test track demonstrates how bedload can be moved along a waterway, and then enter the RSA system, and to then be discharged from the river. In this view, we see the sediment falling into the grate and moving to one end, and then being lifted out of the river by the second lift auger. The sediment harvester is a fully self-contained floating system. The sediment harvester is made to sink to the bottom of the riverbed, or a gentle sloped ramp accepts the sediment, flowing into its lower cavity to be captured and removed from the river. These mechanisms are mounted along the bottom of the river, then lifting the sediment out of the river onto a conveyor that will discharge onto the shore or onto a waiting boat. The sizes of the elements of the system are dependent upon the flow rates and the size of the sediment in the river at that time. The scalable system is determined by the analysis of the site conditions, as well as the type characteristics of the sediment. The system is designed to capture all the sediment that is moving downstream, including the mud to be removed from the bottom of the river. The entire moving bedload falls into the system and is removed to the shore or to a barge that is specially configured to sustain the load of abrasive and heavy sand. This system shows how one unit can be attached to a barge. As you see, this system has been sized using a 100 kilowatts propane generator with two 500-gallon tanks to run for 5 days continuously. Here you see the collection and the removal of the sediment from the river being deposited onto a barge. Using a small bulldozer on the barge to distribute the sediment, so its flow can work through the auger systems. Once the barge is filled with sediment, the piping is removed, as the filled barge is driven to an offload site. An empty barge is then replaced and filled. The bedload sediment harvester is designed to anchor into the bottom of the riverbed. To disengage, the 4 hydraulic spuds are raised. Compressed air is then injected into the pontoons, releasing the ballast water, making the units float again. The bedload harvester system is an assembled series of both fabricated and purchased parts. All units are scalable to meet the site challenges for that project. All submerged parts are fabricated from FRP or stainless steel. The systems have been designed to be fish-friendly. In addition, having no exposed surfaces in the water to capture trash. The units can be tied to the shore. Harvester systems can be configured at the site for each project. Here we show a combination of 4 harvester units discharging the sediment into a single barge. This accelerates the time in the field to collect bedload. The entire assembly for the sediment harvester can be transported to the site via standard flatbed trucks. There, the parts and pieces are assembled in sequence, as the crane will lift and place the fully assembled system into the river. Multiple units can be attached to each other to be towed to the determined anchor zone. As the units arrive to the harvesting area, they are configured in line. Then each individual unit is made to anchor into the riverbed. The barge is then connected to the group, as the removed sediment fills the barge. Once filled, it disengages with the harvesters, and is driven to the offload facility. Calculations of a series of harvester units mounted across a river shows removal of thousands of cubic yards, both aiding against downstream sedimentation and to sell the bedload for profit.